Yo, Rated Power, my dude, how you doing, brother? Hope everything is cool, dude. We are here, we are back. We are doing this shit. Give me a second to tell people that I am live. Let's go. So we are great. We are awesome. Are back. Are back. Yo, Stig, my dude. Everything is good, brother. Afternoon for you, almost midnight for me. Time zones are a crazy thing, dude. What is the flat earther counter argument when you talk about time zones? Why do time zones exist in the flat earther mind? What is the counter argument? Because time zones makes it seem that it is logical that Earth is round, right? That it is spherical. And that is why we have time zones and night and day and all of that. What is the... You could argue that night and day is one thing, but the time zone... I don't know, dude. What the fuck are flat earthers thinking, dude? Pero tú estás en PR o no, cabrón, tú estás en PR. How you doing, dude? Okay. I am again leveling this motherfucker up so that I can do another build for a video, for a guide or whatever. So there we go. Hey, what is up? Okay. We pick this shit up. Let's go. So I am trying to rush the leveling process. I've been going really fast. It is just that I don't have much time to play, you know, but I've been going really fast. I believe my play won't be accurate because I've been AFK a lot. So yes, 17 hours. No way in hell I've been playing for 17 hours. I've been AFK for 10 hours of those 17, probably. You saw Asmon fell through his attic into his room. Yes, dude, that is fucked up, brother. Like at that point you say, brother, fix your shit. And he said he's going to fix it, so that is fine. And it is cool that nothing major happened, right? That he's fine. But that is crazy scary, right? That shit is scary as fuck. Like, you are chilling and out of nowhere you just fall down through a fucking hole in the roof. That is, or in the ceiling. That shit is fucked up, dude. I am trying to pick. Playing Tetris, you know, playing Tetris inside Path of Exile. Shit is bullshit, dude. So yes, apparently he's going to fix everything, which is cool. Yo, Papi Russell, my dude! All his money making too heavy, yeah, dude. Dude, if I had 1% of the money he has, I would be Gucci, dude. Bro. Sometimes I don't know how this shit works. If it is luck, if it is skill, if it is luck. If it is a combination. I am looking for the hyena, you know. Trying to fly through the... This is already cruel difficulty. I am level what? 48. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yo, NK Rock, my dude! Mind you, we have our health. That dude can grow hair. Hey, dude, I have a full head of hair, dude. So we have to count our wins, right? Enjoy your last video. Oh, brother, that is awesome. Thank you so much, dude. I hope I can keep making content that you like. Don't get pissed off at me when I say some stupid shit that it will probably happen at some point. We are going to watch a video in a video. I am just trying to kill the hyena first. We kill this shit. By the way, Russell, dude, how are you doing? Last night you stayed up late, right? How was your day? Were you tired today at work? Okay, I believe the hyena is over here. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. I am always tired, dude, because I don't sleep enough because of all the shit I have to do. So I sleep like 6 hours a day, and I want to sleep 8 to 9. And if I don't sleep my 8 to 9, then I am sleepy as fuck. And I am sleeping like 6. Dude, what the fuck? And I am playing a build that is supposed to kill everything with no problems. Pretty tired, but good, dude. My new boss in shield. Oh, that is cool. That is cool, dude. Okay, let's see if now I don't die like an idiot. Brother! What the fuck? And I am playing a twink build, dude. Yo, Carlo, brother, my brother! Papi! I meet a lot of my old college friends in my new place. Ooh, that is fucking nice, dude. Okay, now I have to dodge. I know that face tanking is not the way. The motherfuckers up top are the ones that are fucking me in the ass, dude. These spear throwing bitches, dude. Fuck you. Okay, we are great now. Yo, Geek, my dude, how you doing, brother? This boss cocks armor. Yeah, apparently, dude, and the motherfuckers throwing a spear. Speared my ass. I recently made a new char poison ritualist. Okay, I don't fucking know how to make it work. Seems like a bad combo. Maybe we can find a way to make it work. Have you tried, I don't know, something like Jazzarus? Jazzarus is poison and it's good, right? Like what people did last season with the Chayula monk. Some shit like that. Sounds like my ex. Dude, how does loot feels in campaign now? Honestly, I don't know because I am playing like a twin character where everything I transfer from my main character, right? I bought the twin gear. So I have not checked. But I am dropping Chaos Orbs and Regals and Exalted Orbs in the campaign. So probably better. Probably better. Your volume seems a bit low, by the way. Maybe it's just me. I lower the volume on my mic because I don't want to use a headset because I am hearing my shit through the TV. I am going to give it a couple of days like this, see how it works. If it doesn't work, I go back to the headset. If it works, I leave it like this. I am just feeling it out, you know. Because if I give it too much volume to the mic, then the sound will come through the like feedback. Maybe something like this is better. I don't know. But I don't want the feedback, you know. I gave it a little bit of volume. Is it better? What up? Okay, now we go order of transmutation. Leave that shit there. Try SSF new run. Fuck that, dude. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. I tried. I know it was before the patch, the loot patch, but nah. I am not feeling it, dude. I am not feeling it.
Who goes there? By the sound of your voice, you cannot be Maraketh. You may trade with
I got the skills, alright, but the chaos damage plus ritual is ascendancy kinda fucked. Oh, okay. So you need to find like some way of scaling that shit with not with your ascendancy, but with other shit. With your ascendancy, you need like a good ring, right? And a good amulet that scale your shit. It is the only way I can imagine it working. Headsets are bad for you. Avoid that shit. I am trying to avoid it. You listen to your own voice while you stream. No. I am not listening to myself. I have music, but you are not on Twitch, so you can hear it. And right now we are going to watch a video, and I listen to the video, right? Not my own voice. But the problem with the headset is that I try to listen to myself speak, not the giving me again my own voice. You know, like you try to listen to yourself speak all the time. With the headset, since I can't listen to myself because my ears are covered, I am more loud. I am louder. And that makes it seem like I am angry or I am yelling more. I am forcing more my voice. I am yelling more around here for the neighbors, for my mom, you know. So I am trying to be less loud. And the way I am trying it is not using the headset because I am louder when I have the headset because I am trying to listen to myself. I'm just happy we are about a month away from 326. I also want to try PoE 1 and experience the real end game because the Frisia League was not the real end game, right? So experience the game the correct way to properly assess it versus PoE 2, right? To have a better opinion and better context when I am talking about these things. Did you listen to the Maori Metal? I still have not listened, but I have it here in the like I have it open here. Hey, where did it go? It is not this. Brother, I swear I had it here. Where the fuck did it went to? Alien Weaponry, here it is. Alien Weaponry Momoko. I have it here, I have it here. Loud Papi is best Papi. I am still loud, right? I am still loud, but it was too much. It was too much. I think it is better like this because also I force my voice. If I want to keep streaming, I have to not destroy my voice, right? I saw it in there last night. Yes, I have it here. Smoke a fat blonde and turn it up. Dude, I stopped smoking a long time ago because I was getting too fucking paranoid. So I decided to stop smoking. But hey, I still enjoy music a lot. Okay, I am going to post Tenacious D here. And we are going to watch a video. I had this video since yesterday, so we are going to watch it today. Dude wants to buy from me the Hate Pitch Druidic Focus. Okay, let's do this. Invite to party. Let's go to this one. Okay. It's in here to have a place. There you go. 3, 5. Whisper this player. Thank you. I am going to put this point over here. This is attack damage and debuffs. Increase attack speed and attack damage. Take the movement. I'm going to probably take everything, but okay. Okay, so let's see. I am going to calibrate the audio. Give me a second.
My biggest problem with your argument is you think the community is lazy and that's why they don't play the superior build. It's not true at all. I don't think, alright, real talk, you don't have to think my build is better than that build. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I do think the community is lazy in overarching way, and the important argument that I wholeheartedly believe that's not about me and not about my build. I believe.
Okay, I believe it is fine. I believe it is fine. So, let's do it. Let's do it. So guys, I have this video here from Snoop85, dude. That is called Ethical Rant about the PoE2 community at large. So I want to watch this video. It is interesting because I released a video a long time ago talking about how I like the PoE2 community because they are really helpful. And in other games, I come from Dota 2, people are really toxic there, right? And also lately with all the division between people that want the game to be fast, people that want the game to be slow, people that like the new patch, people that hated the new patch. A lot of stuff happening in the community. So I want to see what people are saying about this, about the perception about the community itself, not the perception of the community. These are two different things, right? So let's see what he has to say, dude.
My biggest problem with your argument is you think the community is lazy and that's why they don't play the superior build. It's not true at all. I don't think, alright, real talk, you don't have to think my build is better than that build. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I do think the community is lazy in overarching way, and the important argument that I wholeheartedly believe that's not about me and not about my build. I believe the community needs to get over this idea of doing one button build, 0 button builds, and that sort of idea being inherently superior to builds that are more quote-unquote Souls-like.
I kind of agree with this, in the sense that I do want, or I like, for both type of builds to exist, for several type of builds to exist. I want builds that are 1 button to exist. I want builds that are 2 buttons and 3 buttons to exist. I want buttons that are no buttons, like the auto bomber chef that you are just, or a Ritus file that you are just walking around and things like. I want everything to exist. Everything is viable, everything is cool, everything has its place, its strengths, its weaknesses. That is cool. But it is true that there are players that seem to think that inherently talking, 1 button or no button is better than 2 button and 3 button, right? And I think this derives from the games that came before PoE2, like Diablo 4 and PoE 1, and it also comes from, in PoE 2 itself, so far, 1 button builds have felt better than several button builds. For example, in the first season, I played the stat stacker that was Tempest Flurry on, just holding down right click. It was easy as fuck and everything dies. So it felt kind of better, right? And in this season, people are playing lightning speed, just plum, 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 plum. And since that feels better than the other builds, they obviously are going to think that 1 button builds are inherently better. But it is not necessary that they are inherently better at their core. It is that right now they are better in PoE2, right? Oh my god, I hope Snoop replies to this. I need some popcorn. Oh, I don't know if he's going to react. It would be awesome if he does, dude. Link this to Snoop. I am not going to do it, but if somebody else does it, that is great, dude. 1 button builds are canceled. Dude. I personally don't like a button builds, but don't chastise others for liking them. I agree, both should coexist. Okay, but if 1 button build exists and is viable, why would anyone play something that has more than 1 button? Make it stronger, even if it is a little bit. Make it more fun to play, make it more engaging, make it cooler. Like, I would prefer to play a cool 2 bottom build than a lame ass 1 bottom build, you know, basically. The coolness factor is always, in my opinion, really important. Coolness factor is really, really important. For example, in my opinion, the Spark build in Season 1 didn't have enough of a cool factor for me to want to play it. I thought that the stat stacker was cooler, and it still wasn't that cool, but it was strong. But there are builds that are inherently cooler. I think Lightning Speed, although it is lame because of how powerful it is, in coolness, it is cooler than those 2 builds, for sure. I personally get bored with 1 bottom builds, and that is great, dude. That is great. Exactly, and that is one of the reasons you have it right there. We have several tastes, right? No, I want a 2 bottom build. No, I want a 1. We go like that. People feel entitled because of suffering. When Elden Ring came out, if you played Magic builds, you were not playing properly. In PoE 2, if you play Lightning Speed because it kills everything fast, then you are not playing properly Souls-like. Yeah, kind of like that, but at the same time, that is what people want. They want to trivialize the game, and then they want to sit back and not care. Personally, I like engaging gameplay more than blasting around without thinking about anything, like in D4. Once I internalize the combo, I also get bored with combo builds. That is also kind of true. And that is when the game has to engage you in different ways. For example, I played a lot of WoW, and in WoW, you get used to your rotation, right? There are several buffs that you have to react to that kind of change your rotation sometimes. But in general, it is the same rotation. But then you are engaged not because of your rotation, but because of the mechanics of the content you are facing. In WoW, it is the mechanics of the bosses in raiding, or the packs or the bosses in Mythic Plus. But that is the combat you are looking for in WoW. Apparently, Path of Exile players don't want the content they are facing to be engaging. They want the content to just fucking die. Which, in my opinion, it is fucking weird, because I want to fight these motherfuckers. That is why I like the pinnacle content in the game, because I have to actually fight, and not with a fucking stupid build, but with a normal build, so that I have to actually engage with the fucking boss, because that is the reason why I am playing. If not, I would be playing a fucking idle game in my phone, in a mobile idle AFK game, if I didn't want to interact with the fucking game. If I am playing this shit, it is because I want to actually engage with the game and have to dodge and to attack and to do shit, not being here as That is my take. That is my take. But hey, if people have fun doing that, who am I to say something about it, dude? What do you mean? 1 bottom builds are going to outperform if you can mob clear mobs. That's why they made white mobs stronger, to break your rotation, to make you go, oh shit. They can move around the power scaling to make it somehow more rewarding. Again, using the example in WoW, there are more complex rotations and there are less complex rotations. And not always the less complex rotation is better. So I don't agree with that. You can tune it up. You can tune the shit. For sure you can. Via the damage of the own character and the skills, and via the damage and the health of the mobs. You can absolutely do it. Maybe it is harder, but you can. Plus, imagine that you are going to kill the Arbiter of Ash, and you have a 1 bottom build and a 2 bottom build, and the 2 bottom build does 10%, 15% more damage. So you can, I don't know, skip one mechanic. People are going to prefer that, right? And still you have to do the mechanics with both builds. I don't know. I love fighting the bosses. I do too. Now that I think about it, the day you play PoE 1, the Trivialize Everything game, you won't see PoE 2 with the same eyes. I played the Free League until level 88, and I still very much prefer PoE 2, but again, it was a Free League, it wasn't the real PoE 1, and I only got like 2 tier 10 maps, not the real deep end game, right? So that is why I haven't gone deep into this. I have to actually try everything in PoE 1 before giving a judgment, right? Yo, Fernando, my dude, how you doing, brother? Yeah, but WoW pacing and gameplay is very different than PoE 2. I know, but the core philosophy behind the shit can be applied still. At most you fight 2-3 mobs in WoW, and in PoE you fight like 100. Yes, I agree, but still, if the one bottom build doesn't kill everything in one shot, but the two bottom build, the moment you press the second bottom, it explodes everything, you are going to prefer the two bottom shit. Prisha League is bullshit. Yes, I know. I think it is possible to have 0 bottom, 1 bottom, 2 bottom, and 3 bottom builds, and all of them are viable. So even if you split the community and 40% of people are playing the 1 bottom build, but then you have 30% playing the 2 bottom build, that is still fine. I like Frisha, to be honest. I didn't dislike it. It is just that it wasn't for someone that has not played normal PoE 1. I didn't experience the normal PoE 1 that everyone knows and loves, you know. So in 326, I hope I can experience it. But let's continue watching the video, dude. That is why I yap for 2 hours when watching a video, because I derail too much. Sorry.
Okay. Because let's face it, the game's nothing like Souls-like. We just use that as like a pejorative to...
This is also true. Just because we dodge roll, it is not a Souls-like, dude. Just want to throw that out there. Just because you roll to dodge boss mechanics, that doesn't make the game a Souls-like.
Refer to a game that actually makes you play it. Actually makes you contend with it and engage with it and use a few extra tools to use more than one ability. And I think those same players, instead of trying to drive the developers into turning this game into PoE 1, would be better served with just playing PoE 1. Just either get with the program or GTFO.
You guys know that I don't like I am not going to say, if you don't like it, don't play it, because I hate that phrase. So I am not going to say that. But aside from that, I agree with what he's saying in here, dude. Let PoE 2 be PoE 2, let PoE 1 be PoE 1. I understand that the rage comes from the place that PoE 1 is not being updated. So what I hope to happen, and I have said this several times, is get into the flow that we get PoE 1 League, PoE 2 League, PoE 1 League, PoE 2 League. And that way you won't have the rage of the PoE 1 players looking for content. Because since they are not getting content in PoE 1, they are looking for content in PoE 2. When they come from PoE 2, they see that this is not the game they love, and they rage. Maybe with enough reason, right? They are right of being outraged because their game is not getting updates, right? But at the same time, that doesn't mean you should want for PoE 2 to be PoE 1 with better graphics, because that is not the purpose. That is why it is an entirely different game. So what I want is for 2 games to stand by themselves, and then we go back and forth once they get into the flow that I am hoping it is not too far away from here, and we start getting every 2 months 1 league for one and 1 league for the other, you know. That's what I mean, though. It's nerf 1 buttons to the ground, so your incentives to at least have 2 button rotation or make it PoE 1. You can do more than that. That is one thing, but you can also change how the fucking mobs behave, the health, the mechanics. There are a lot of things that you can change to impact that shit. I think that you're saying it is not possible is so reductive. It is like, no, it is not possible, so let's not try to do anything. I don't like that mentality. I like the mentality of let's try to do something. Let's try to fix this shit. For me, running an OP meta build, and I am saying it by having played a several bottom build with several characters last season. I played, for example, the Frost Wall, Firewall, Blood Mage, that you have to put first the Frost Wall and then detonate it with the Firewall, and it was fucking awesome, and I didn't feel it was slow. It was strong, it cleared everything with ease, it was fast. Of course, the fucking stat stacker was better, but it is because it was too OP. But then you nerf it and people, oh, you are nerfing my build. For me, running an OP meta build with rarity to finance some other build experiments is always the play. Love my tactician, but he's really dog shit at efficiency. I agree with that. That is why last season I then went to the stat stacker to do that. But this season I said, nah, fuck that. I am just going to play whatever the fuck I want. But that is a good approach to the game. Bro, fuck this guy, bro. PoE players are the only reason for PoE 2, so fuck this guy, bro. I understand, dude. I understand, dude. And that is what I am saying. That is one of the reasons PoE 1 players are mad, right? Because if it wasn't for PoE 1, PoE 2 doesn't exist because PoE 1 players finance PoE 2, and now they are not getting content, so they are mad, right? I understand that perspective too, but at the same time, PoE 1 players have to understand the perspective of the new player that likes PoE 2, that don't turn PoE 2 into PoE 1. Let each game stand on its own, right? Like, that is why I wanted to watch this video, because my perspective is we should all come to an agreement in the community, and right now I feel the community is too divided. Yes, basically. The issue is that they promise PoE 1 with better graphics, but then deliver something else. I like PoE 2, but we need to stop playing it like PoE 1. I don't know if they actually promise PoE 1 with better graphics, because since I saw PoE 2 for the first time, the role was already there. The role mechanic was already there. The having to dodge boss abilities was already there. But before that, I do remember when PoE 2 was just an add-on to PoE 1. And yes, but then they separated the games, right? Then they say, no, we are going to separate PoE 2 from PoE 1. Some people say that that was a mistake. To me, it was the correct decision to bring new players. If they didn't make it a separate game, I wouldn't have played it, to be honest. I played it because they made it a separate game. And after they made it a separate game, it was obvious that it was going to be different. Let me see, because I don't like missing comments. Okay. Bro, D4 is good this season. It is kind of good. I am playing it. I am like level 20. But playing it a little bit because I am leveling this guy. But yes, D4 is, in my opinion, is better this season. But there are people saying that it is not better, that it sucks. I don't know. It is happening the same shit than with PoE 2. Since they made the game slower, the people that like the fast gameplay are saying that they made it worse, and the people that like the slow gameplay are saying that they made it better. Same shit is happening over D4. We are raging because PoE 1 is dead, but you are right. Once the flow of leaks and updates comes back to normalcy, PoE 2 will not get as much hate as it gets now to games. Exactly. Because the PoE 1 people that are mad are going to be less mad. Let's say it that way. Because they will be able to continue enjoying their game, and they will have the option to not play PoE 2. But right now they feel like GG is forcing them, in quotes, because no one forces you to anything. But let's say it that way. It's forcing them to play PoE 2, and they don't want to play PoE 2. They want to play PoE 1, and there is the rage. The rage is right there. And they can't play PoE 1 because there is no dates. I understand that. But, dude, I like PoE 2. So, I understand every perspective, dude. I honestly hate Righteous Fire builds and Minion builds. Okay. They deserve to be dog shit. Exactly, make them be viable but dog shit. Like, you can be viable but dog shit, like my builds. Bro, this motherfucker, you said get with the program or get the fuck off. This motherfucker. Brother, you know how it is. You know how it is. He was harsh in his words, but I kind of agree in the sense that, you know, ways that we get too much pushback in PoE 2, trying to make the game something that it shouldn't be sometimes. Sometimes it is correct. Like, loot sucked dick. It needed an improvement. But for example, in the combat, which is in my opinion the best thing in the game, some people want to completely transform the combat. I want it to improve, but not transform it. I don't know if that makes sense. So I kind of agree with what he said, but he said it in a very dismissive way, right? Well, what a company does with the money they earn is no business of the people that spend the money. That creates a whole nother fucking debate, Art. And honestly, I don't want to spend 20 minutes ranting about that shit. Because that is another whole morality company bullshit argument, right? Because you are correct in a way, but in another way, what if they screw the people that made them powerful in the first place? That is kind of bullshit. But at the same time, it is correct that there is no legal agreement in here of what you are going to do with the money. It is another whole fucking debate. PoE 2 endgame is too much like PoE 1 without the player power of PoE 1. It sucks to play a combo heavy build while using pack size and having rare mods that nerf you skill speed. I agree with that completely. That is why they have to transform the endgame to be PoE 2. And we have been saying this for a while. We are playing PoE 2 and the game, the mobs, the monsters are playing PoE 2. And that is fucking bullshit. PoE 1, sorry. The only thing that is also playing PoE 2 are the bosses. That is why the bosses are the coolest thing in the game. Because they are playing PoE 2 and we are playing PoE 2. But the mobs, when you are out in the map, they are playing PoE 1. And that is why that part of the game is the part that feels stupid. And Simulacrum also feels stupid. Because Simulacrum is just stupid by default. Even if PoE is dead right now, I've been playing it in the last few days. Can you just check out? I sent one item in Discord general chat. What do you think? In my opinion, they need to make it tier 1 top tier again as in PoE 1. I agree with that completely. I agree with that completely. These several different tiers are the highest one. No, this can go up to tier 12 and this can go to tier 7 and this is the highest and this is also the highest. That is just stupid. It is confusing. Just make it so tier 1 is the better and the best one, and then everybody understands the fucking system, dude. And people are asking for it. Just do it. It is not something game breaking. It is not something that is going to make I don't understand it, dude. I don't understand. Just fucking do it, dude. Let me see what you sent me in Discord. This shit has like 10,000 modifiers, dude. Evasion rating, energy shield, increase maximum energy shield, increase effect of non-course auras from your skills, increase evasion, maximum energy shield. Brother, what the fuck is this item, dude? It has like 10,000 shit in it. But I see that tier 1, it has a lot of tier 1 stuff being the highest one. So you did that by crafting, I have to think. You did that by crafting, dude. Remove temporal chains. Don't make me even slower. I hate fucking temporal chains. And when I see, if I read, sometimes I put the map without reading it, to be honest. But if I read the map and it has temporal chains in it, I don't run it. Fuck that map. ARPGs are the ultimate power fantasy. You become overwhelmingly powerful. In PoE 2, you can invest 500 divine and still be one shot off screen. It feels a bit rough at the moment for defense. And that is one of the things. You can be really powerful in offense, one-shotting everything in the game, but there is not enough defense. One big part of that is armor being stupid, not having enough access to life. I think that those are the biggest problems. Evasion probably needs a bit of love. Energy shield is already fucking bullshit, so who cares about the energy shield? So I think that buff to armor and life and access to life would make defenses much better. Make T1 great again. Yeah. Wait until he see 11 links gloves. Dude, I have only seen 4 links in a globe. Can you have 11 links in a fucking gloves? I have seen 4 links. Yes, please change the system and let T1 be the best. You are on PC, you can use Reyes filters for maps easy. Oh yes, I saw. I was even going to do like a new tips video, and I was going to use the Reyes shit, but I never did the video. I love Righteous Fire builds in PoE 1 because you cannot be killed. Yes, you're going to be fighting a boss for 10 minutes, but you cannot die. That is the thing that I am talking about, Dren. Like, that is the meaning of having different type of builds. That you get a build that is strong in something, but is weaker on another thing. When you have a build that is strong on everything, that is where you have no build variety, because that is the build. Why the fuck would you play a different build? But if you have a build that is good on something, but it sucks as another thing, then you are incentivized to play a different build that is good at this thing and sucks at this thing. That is why you have mapping builds, bossing builds, simulacrum builds. I don't know. It should be like that, or builds that survive, builds that are glass cannons. But right now, shit is out of whack because the best builds for surviving and for hitting are the same fucking bullshit. There are Yapper mods that give you support gen mods. Yes, you can get mods like soccer skills are supported by. Oh, okay, that is fucking cool. Okay, let's continue watching the video. 40 minutes and I am not even 5 minutes in.
Back to the other game. Because I don't like... And again, people are entitled to have the opinion they want, but the math on this changes when what starts as a very small minority of super vocal people on Reddit, most likely, begin to convince people that they don't like the game for reasons for which they may or may not agree with, but everybody just starts jumping on the bandwagon because people love the drama and love the bandwagon, and then some of the streamers pick up on it because it's going to get a lot of views and clicks, and of course several streamers are just going to make content that is going to be appealing to the masses, and the masses...
I'll be honest, guys, I think this is kind of true, but I will expand on why this happens. I do think that the hate for the patch was overblown, that it was like too much, and the patch was not that bad. But at the same time, I also told you that if the community at large is raging at the level that they were raging when the patch dropped, it is because something is off. People are not doing this because they want to do it, or it is because it is fun raging. Because if not, they would be doing it all the time, every time with everything. And it is not like that. They were doing it because something was off, right? But at the same time, I do think it was really overblown. Now, in the terms of streamers, I can tell you, because I am a wannabe YouTuber, I am trying really hard to make this shit work. I received the patch very good, very well. I like the patch. And I released videos defending the patch. But the community perception was that the patch sucked. So what did I receive because of saying the patch was good and not that bad? Hate, people saying that I suck, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, and the game sucks, and you don't know what the fuck they are doing, right? Then I released, because yes, I love the game, and I like the patch because I was having fun, but still I recognize that the game has a lot of issues. So then I released some videos talking about the issues that I see with the game. The people that think the game is dog shit watches those videos and they like them because I am criticizing the game. And then I got a fuck ton of views. So what I am trying to say here is, it is not that negativity per se gives you more views. That is not what happens. Some people think it is like that. What gives you views is agreeing with what people already think. If someone comes to a video and you tell them what they already think, they like the video. But if you tell them the opposite to what they already think, they don't like the video. So what you have to do is basically agree with the community perception, and you will have more views and people will agree with you. At large, not everybody is the same, because the other team is going to hate on you. But if the majority is on your side, or you are on the side of the majority, you will still get more, right? That is basically what happens. And that is why streamers and YouTubers jump on the bandwagon on what the community is saying, and don't go against what people say, because they are incentivized to do so. Okay, let me read what you guys have been saying while I was giving this rant. In the last PoE league, I made 2 builds. My first was bossing build, and then the more expensive was my second build, was for simulacrum and hamburger farm. Exactly, that is fucking cool. I love that. It was off because they reversed the drop rate and gave us ruthless again. Exactly, yes. I believe it was related to the nerfing of rarity, and they didn't increase the base loop, and that created a whole fucking anomaly, right? Power level me, bro. Dude, why? I can teach you how to level fast. You would be leveling at the same speed that I could power level you, but just doing by yourself with this fucking build. This shit is crazy. You don't die, you kill everything. It is insane. There are valid reasons why the patch kinda sucked, but I don't think making the game fast and making it like PoE 1 is, in my opinion, not the move. Exactly. There are several reasons why the patch sucked, and you can address them and make the game better without sacrificing what makes PoE 2 special. And that is the job of GGG, by the way. They have to discern and differentiate things among the feedback to what they can change, how to actually improve it without just destroying the whole fucking game. Confirmation bias, exactly. Confirmation bias 100%, dude. The patch was okay, but we need to separate currency and the eggs that we craft with. That's the issue. That could be one of the things, but also just give us more shit to craft with, right? Currency crafting is what makes PoE PoE. It's okay, but we need more crafting options. Exactly. I think it's a bit of both. A lot of it is smoke mentality, and some people genuinely hated the patch. Yes, exactly. I am not invalidating. By the way, when I say what I say, I am not invalidating what people felt. I am not saying they hated the patch because other people hated the patch. No. I am saying already, the community hates the patch. What do the content creators do? They say what the community is already feeling because that is what gives you views. That is what I'm saying. 55 minutes, and now we're 5 minutes and 30 into the video. Make progress in 30-second intervals. We're getting there, dude. And this is, by the way, what makes it a pain in the ass for me to edit the video later, because after the stream, I edit this shit to upload the video tomorrow. And I have to cut out the crap that doesn't provide any meaningful content for the people that just want to watch the reaction, right? So I have to watch the whole fucking shit again and cut out the bullshit. And that takes a long time, dude. You are correct, but doesn't it matter what is subjective truth? If the patch was not dog shit, then why did they change so many things in the last few weeks after the CIS interview? Exactly, that is why I said at the start that if so many people are raging, something is off. Like, they are not doing this just because. You have to analyze why this is happening. They are doing it because something is off. And indeed, something was up and off, and they have been addressing it, right? In my opinion, the biggest one is the loot one, but they have been doing several things. D4 bad, yep. D4 good, bro. I've been playing it, and it's more fun than PoE 2 right now. Dude, I like the new season for D4, but PoE 2 is fucking insane, dude. In my opinion, PoE 2 is the best shit. Plus, you get amazing cosmetics for free and don't have to pay to look good like PoE 2. That is something that is true, by the way. In Diablo 4, you have the traditional transmog system, and you can do a lot of shit without buying sets. Let's continue the video.
Start going in one direction, and the pendulum is swinging so hard in that direction it almost can't be stopped, and it reaches the critical mass of people who are complaining about a game that they don't even really know why they don't like it, and they can't reconcile the fact that they don't like builds that require you to actually play and focus a little bit at times.
I think this is partially true in the sense that I don't think the reason the game got a lot of hate when the patch dropped was that reason. But I do think there is a section of the players that don't like that the combo builds, and they want to play one bottom builds. But I don't think that was the whole reason people hated on the patch. That is too reductive, in my opinion. There were several fucking reasons. Not only because people wanted one bottom builds. It might be one of the reasons. It might be the main reason for a number of players, but it wasn't the main reason for everybody. I think that is too reductive. Before make me boring so fast, but if you guys like, good for you. Yeah, it is like that, dude. It is like that. Like, these are games, right? We are having fun. If I have fun playing PoE 2, I am having fun. And if you have fun playing D4 or PoE 1, you are having fun. Who is anybody to take that away from us, from you, from anybody? Just have fun, dude. We only have one life. We have to enjoy it. I think 90% of the people don't want to trade and actually craft their gear, but crafting at the league start sucks so much ass. Brother, the vast majority of people don't trade. Even GGG said this with their own mouths. They say that they have the numbers and like 90% of people that play the game never trade. So why the fuck are you balancing the game around trading if the vast majority of people don't trade? Just because this 10% can get crazy bills by trading. This is so stupid, dude. Make the game viable without trading. It doesn't matter if the trading people get OP, because the vast majority of people are not trading either way. Anyway. So what the fuck? You guys know that I have a lot of shit. Like I could rant about the trading shit for 1 hour, dude. Because trading affects so many things in the game. You balance the game around trading. You don't have enough power if you don't trade. But then trading sucks dick the way you have to trade. Nobody wants to trade because it sucks. Then you want me to trade, but you don't want me to trade, but you want friction so people don't trade, but then you have to trade to actually be good, and it is a fucking bullshit. And then SSF sucks, but you can't make it good because people can migrate their character to Dementia. No, brother, motherfucker, just fuck this shit up, dude. Yo, Nash, good morning, my dude. At this point, Jonathan should show us how he wants us to play his game. He should stream full campaign completion and him farming and crafting until he defeats Zero Arbiter. They say they were going to, like next time they are going to drop a patch or something, they are going to stream themselves playing the game to show us how the game is supposed to be played. But I hate that fundamentally. Path of Exile or ARPGs, aren't they supposed to be games where you play the game however the fuck you want? That you have the freedom to make different type of builds and play in different ways. Now you are telling me there is one supposed way of playing the fucking game that is antithetical to what the game is. So I kind of don't like that, dude. You can play maybe combo build in endgame if you really want and really try, but in any option in endgame there is no combos right now. Am I wrong? There is not many. There is not many. Like I am playing, the Ballista is combo-ish, but not necessarily combo. You can play it without comboing. But I use several skills all the time with the Ballista build. But it is not necessary. For bossing it is necessary. For mapping it's not necessary. But again, the Ballista is not even top 10 in power, right? You can do it, but people prefer not to do it. And that is one of the things, because the game kind of incentivizes you to not do it. Like they want you to play combos, but playing combos is weaker than not playing combos. So you are being, this is an oxymoron inside the game, right? You want me to play combos, but playing combos is the weaker option, and the stronger option is not playing combos. Then I am not going to fucking play combos. What are you doing, dude? Delete trading from the game. Delete that shit, dude. So my grief is, why not increase loot for SSF? Why? Exactly why I told you. They are not increasing it because there exists the option that you can migrate your character from SSF to the normal trading league. So if they increase the loot in SSF, people are going to farm SSF crazy shit. Then they are going to transfer their character to normal trading league and sell the shit. This seems like it has an obvious solution, right? Don't allow people to transfer the character. Easy. Fixed. No problem in there. No, people are idiots, and then they are going to create a character in solo self-found, and then they will discover they can trade and get mad. Fuck them, because they are idiots creating the character where they shouldn't be creating it. And then when they are creating the solo self-found character, make a window, a big red fucking window pop up and say to them, dude, you are creating a character in SSF. You won't be able to trade. Are you sure? And this action is not undoable. Are you sure? If people click yes in this window, they are fucking idiots and they deserve not being able to transfer their character later. Crucify me. Let me see. Warrior has lots of combos around armor break and stun. Yes, I played that with the Sonder rolling a Slam Warrior in the first season. Not the greatest build, but hey, viable. People who don't trade quit after a week or two every league. That is also true because you don't get the power. Because to get the power, you have to trade. And if you don't trade, it is not that you don't get it. You can get it, but you have to grind for longer. It is harder to get there. More people. The most amount of people or more people get bored before reaching that point. The people that like to do it are the people that know a lot about the game, that want to grind, and they purposely play SSF. And it is different, right? I mean, yes, I only trade with my buddies. I play the game with. Hey, that is cool, dude. That is fucking cool. I hate trade league because you are compelled to use the trade site to get up efficiently. Exactly, I agree with that. Trade league with Americans and Chinese sucks. You add profit market leverage and those people lose their source for profit. I think that after you complete everything in the game and you keep like grinding for, no, because I want to be efficient in divines per hour, after you have a character that already destroys everything, I'll be honest, I love the game, but I don't see the point in continue playing at that point unless you are fucking real money trading, right? Or am I crazy? Am I crazy? 6 minutes into the video, we are getting there. Yo, Geek, dude, you know how I am. I like to read every comment, dude. Because I feel like you guys are taking the time to comment in the stream, right? To chat it up. I have to acknowledge, at least acknowledge that you are here, right? I don't know what I'm going to do when I have 10, because yes, I am going to reach the point when we have 10,000 people watching the stream, guys. What am I going to do at that point? It will be impossible to read every fucking comment, dude. But even with armor breaks on their builds, you can screen clear with default attack. Exactly. That is one good point, Russell. Why would I armor break and then Sunder if I can auto attack and everything explodes? I am going to auto attack. That is true. That is completely true, dude. But I and everyone use all my skills in D4, but this isn't combos. That is also true. D4 uses several abilities and it is not combo oriented. Sometimes it is, but not every single time, right? It is more for buffs and to snapshot certain mechanics or to weaken the enemy or stuff like that. Then delete that possibility. Exactly, wow. Exactly. Delete that possibility. They are warping the entire shit around that bullshit. Just delete that shit. You can also do that, what Rated Power is saying there. You can transfer your character, but the loot doesn't transfer with you. You can only transfer the character. The loot is bound to SSF. That is also a good solution, dude. Based. Yo, Trudy, my dude. My combo clearing, Lip Slam, and Bone Shatter. My combo for bosses, Solar Orb, and Rolling Slam. Nice, nice. Yes, please, buff SSF drop and remove that shit of migrating later. Yep. Or what Rated Power said, bound the loot to SSF and the loot can't be transferred between leagues. That is also a good solution, and that way you still keep the transferring of the actual character. Not several, bro. All abilities. I'm pressing every button on my controller all the time in D4. Yes. There are builds like, what is that shit? Spin to win. That you use a spin to win. But even in that, the Barbarian people still click the yells, the war cries to get the buffs. So you are spinning, but you are also war cry to get the buffs to the spin. That is also true. Yes, you use several buttons in D4. Amen por eso, mi bro. 10K viewers. It will come the day. Also, thank you for taking the time to talk with us viewers. We actually enjoy. Oh, thank you, my dude. Amen, brother. Amen. Bro, when you hit 10K viewers, we will leave. We will live steam a hangy. Oh, live steam a hangy. That is the dish you showed me the other day. That it was like with the big river rocks that heat up and you cook the shit. That is fucking cool, dude. People ask Jonathan to play again. Why he should go to office, fix all the bugs. Trust me, people ask him to show how to play. The game will rage when they show how to play. That is exactly what will happen. And I think it is a bad idea for Jonathan to stream himself playing the game. Because people are going to say, this is exactly why the game sucks. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. People are going to dissect his gameplay and talk shit about it. I think it is a bad idea for him to do it. But hey, they decide what they want to do, right?
That's what I'm actually pissed about. this whole thing about my build and stuff, this all doesn't matter. This is me being, me being fun, quirky, me challenging my community, me getting a big head. It's whatever. What I actually care about is this, because they're gonna fucking ruin the game if they convince the developers that that their vision is garbage and they don't allow the developers to see the vision through. Just because the developers have a vision about a game and you don't like certain aspects of it doesn't mean the entire vision is bad, and doesn't mean you're entitled to make them do a complete 180 and fucking ruin it for everybody else.
Dude, I have to say, I am agreeing with a lot of his points. Like, I know that you guys want like the more balanced take, the more nuance, and that is why I am here to talk a little bit about the other side. But we also need this side, dude, because not many people are talking about this side of things. The majority of people are talking about the other side, So, yes, he's giving the perspective from the side of letting them cook and let the game be the game they want it to be. And I do agree with that partly, but I also agree that we have to provide feedback. We have to complain about the shit that sucks, because it is the only way it will get fixed. And it is not our job to discern good feedback from bad feedback. It is GG's job to do that, right? I do agree with the sentiment. Don't transform the game into some bullshit that it isn't supposed to be. But again, it is GG's job to protect that from happening. They are the ones making the changes at the end of the day. We are not making the changes. We are just saying this sucks and that sucks. But who decides the change at the end of the day? GGG. You could say, no, they are forced to do it because the community are twisting their arms or whatever. Nah, fuck that. They are the ones making the change. If something sucks, it's on GGG. And you know who agrees with me? Jonathan agrees with me, because in several interviews, when they talk about this very topic, he outright says it. What happens in the game, even the behavior players have inside of the game, is a responsibility, because we are the developers, we are creating the world, we are creating the game. Everything that happens in the game is a responsibility. Jonathan has said this several times, so he knows what his job is. So at the end of the day, if the game ends up transforming into PoE 1, it is not because the players decided it. It is because GGG decided it. Again, early access game, some people say it is not early access because they are treating it like a release game. Whatever the fuck you want to say, doesn't matter, even if it is a fully released game. The only way we can... Well, it is not the only way, but one way we can impact as consumers the development of the game is by complaining, by criticizing, by giving feedback, right? And then it is GGG's job to actually look through the feedback and decide what is good and what is bad. You can put the responsibility on the player and say later, if the game ends up sucking, and say, no, the game ended up sucking because people complain too much. Did people actually code the game and change the shit? No. Don't give me that crap. He's salty. This is a great take from Euro. Oh, thank you, Ace. Thank you.
And by the way, furthermore, I wouldn't care if the actual vast majority of players were all on the same side of this. The thing is, I don't think it's true, because I know I've been on this earth for 40 years, so I know how psychology works. I know how people are. I know how echo chambers exist. I know how they proliferate, and I can see exactly what the fuck's going on. It's actually a very, very small contingent of the player base who truly feel like, fuck the vision. I want PoE 2 to be PoE 1. Just better. Same thing.
Although I don't want PoE 2 to be that, if PoE 2 ends up being that, it will still be the best fucking ARPG, right? Because if PoE 1 was or is the best ARPG, and then PoE 2 is PoE 1 but better, That would make it the best ARPG. So that wouldn't be that bad either. Like, I don't want the game to be that because I want it to be its own thing. But if it ends up being that, it will still be good, right? It will be still great. So, win-win situation. I don't know.
I wanted them to make the same game again. Just give me better graphics. Let's just do it the same exact game again. Almost nobody actually feels that way. Most people think that it's pretty cool, the difference in game, and they're just all kind of jumping on this bandwagon. The lack of PoE 1 leagues is exacerbating. Yes, and the developers are 100% at fault for leading on the player base to believe that they were somehow going to prioritize two separate games when they didn't.
That is what we talked about earlier, guys. That is what we talked about earlier. That is the reason why PoE 1 players are mad. Like, their preferred game is not getting updates when they were led to believe that they were going to get the updates. And now we have one whole fucking year without updates, right? I would be pissed off. Hey, guys, I'll be honest, by the way. Like, I don't make a big deal about it because I am mainly a PoE 2 player. But if they did it the other way around, let's say that right now they abandon completely PoE 2 to work on PoE 1 for one whole fucking year and I don't get updates to PoE 2. I will be raging. I will be mad as fuck. So I completely understand you guys. I completely, hey, nobody understands you more than me, dude. He just contradicted himself. In what way, dude? I think that the two things can be true, right? The two things can be true. Am I wrong? PoE 1 is a power fantasy, which I love. It's my favorite game, but I also like PoE 2 to be different. It's not mandatory for an ARPG to be a power fantasy. Yes, but also you can have power fantasy in different ways. Who says that there is only one power fantasy? There can be different power fantasies. For example, when I play Metal Gear Solid, that is a power fantasy. There is no way in hell, in real life, one dude infiltrates a nuclear base with nuclear weapons and clears the whole fucking thing without being discovered. That is a power fantasy. You are the ultimate fucking infiltration soldier. But it is not the same that the power fantasy in this game where you are, I don't know, a witch summoning fucking skeletons, right? No, I don't know. Maybe I am crazy. But it is cool feeling like a badass, basically. For versions of the game, by the way, the 2 international servers and the 2 China servers. And no one speaks about that. Dude, I had to make that video talking about the China servers. I will do it this week, for sure, dude. By the way, I don't think that even PoE 1 players want PoE 2 to be PoE. I actually believe that the whole community is on the same page. We want 2 different games. The majority of people are like that, Ace. You are correct that the majority of people are like that. I would say over 90%. But there is a small contingent of players from both sides. Players of PoE 2 that hate PoE 1 and don't want PoE 2 to be even a little bit like PoE 1. And a group of PoE 1 players that want PoE 2 to be PoE 1 with better graphics, right? Which, by the way, we will get there. That will happen in PoE 1. Because Jonathan said that when all microtransactions are transferred to PoE 2, from PoE 1 to PoE 2, then they are going to take all of that is in PoE 2, and they are going to take it back to PoE 1, and they are going to upgrade the whole fucking shit to the standards and levels of PoE 2. So you will have PoE 1 with PoE 2 graphics. That will happen eventually. Maybe 2 or 3 years, but it will happen. Or that is what they want to do. That is what Jonathan said. But again, yes, these are 2 very small groups of people. Over 90% of the player base wants the 2 games to be their own things. That is what I want, because I want, and you know it, go from PoE 2, PoE 1, PoE 2, PoE 1. And it will be bullshit if the experience is the same all the time. It is boring. But if every time I switch between games, the experience is different, it is better, right? Let me read it here. Dudes, over 60% of my power fantasies involve a harem of beautiful women. Why? Why am I like this? Because you are base. That is a good fucking fantasy, dude. Okay, if that's your definition, then yeah, I agree. You're basically a caveman fighting the gods themselves and beating the odds. Yes, yes, yes. God of War, that is a fucking, now that you mentioned the fighting the gods, God of War, that is a power fantasy. You are just a normal dude fighting side on top of fucking tyrants. That is fucking a power fantasy, right? But the power is not derived from hyper scaling 10 different things and a skill tree and an item. It is just a streamlined power scaling that the game pushes you in, and the difficulty comes from other places, like actually doing the boss or whatever the fuck God of War does. From your last video of a streamer takes on the game tier list, the dude that said the game is like a child without a leg or something like that is completely rock bullshit tier. Yes, dude, because I think the game can be fixed. I put it in dog shit because I think the game can be fixed, and he implied that the game can't be fixed and it is doomed. I don't think it is doomed. I think it can be fixed. In fact, I don't think it is. I don't like the word fix because I don't think it is broken. The game is good. I prefer the word improve. The game has, and I hope it is improved, but I think the game is pretty good. I really love PoE, but I want PoE 2 to be different for sure. Based as fuck, case. It is like a recipe for food. It changes and evolves as the people gives feedback. We just need patience so the chef fixes the food. Exactly. You can tell the chef, I don't like this shit. Like, they bring you the steak or whatever, you taste it. Brother, I don't like it. You don't know why. You don't have to tell them how to cook, but you are entitled to tell them, I don't like this dish. It is their job to figure out why you don't like it and how to improve it so you like it. Basically, I like that metaphor. That is a good fucking metaphor, isn't it? And that is what is happening with us and GG. I have to say, blind and uncritical fandom is not a good thing. We should be happy that the community is critical. We see with the Star Wars what happens if you don't allow criticism. Dude, that is correct, Nash. And I will give you something better. Diablo 4. Before going to PoE 2, I was a lot with Diablo 4, right? I made a lot of videos criticizing Diablo 4. And Blizzard fanboys, what did they tell me all the time? If you don't like it, don't play it. And what happens? People stop playing it. People play it less and less. They stop giving a fuck about the game. They stop talking about the game. They stop complaining about the game. And the game slowly goes down, slowly dies down. And it goes into fucking irrelevancy. When people are talking about the game, raging about the game, it means that the game is still on their minds. They still want the game to be good. You still have them. You lose them when they don't care anymore. That is the moment you lose them. Apathy. Apathy is when you actually lose the player. And this is not only for games. This is for a lot of shit. Can we put it out there? They make the accounts connected and shit so we can have a one trade market for PoE 2. Can we make it the same for PoE? I don't know what that means, Ace. Am I an idiot? I don't know what that means. Kratos is not a normal guy. He's the son of Zeus. Oh, brother, I didn't know that, Drake. I didn't know Kratos was the fucking son of Zeus. Well, that makes a lot of sense then, right? That is why he can fucking fight gods. I didn't know that, dude. Lord, give me his name. Whose name? Did I talk about someone? I don't remember, dude. I am an idiot, Rosa. If you don't like it, don't play. It was the video that I found you when Asmon watched it. Exactly. It was that video, dude. And it was saying precisely the same thing I am saying right now. If you don't like it, don't play. It is bullshit mindset. You suck all the days of failed games that said that. Exactly. As Concord people. I don't like that shit. And that is why when people don't like PoE 2, I have said, and sometimes I kind of regret it, but I have said, if you like PoE 1 more, play PoE 1 then. But still, you are in the PoE ecosystem, right? You are still in the PoE 1 ecosystem. I am not saying go play, I don't know, Expedition 33, which, by the way, I will try that game because people are saying that it is really good. You are still in the PoE ecosystem, let's say it that way. But I have never said specifically, if you don't like PoE 2, don't play it, because that is not what I want. I want people to play PoE 2, even if they don't like it. As the many more people that are playing PoE 2 is the better. It's the best for me. And PoE 1 too. People playing GG games. because then they will have budget to do more stuff. The clown that said PoE2 is a toddler with no legs. Oh, that was rude too. That was rude too. I believe I can show you in my own video. I can show you in my own video. in my text tier list. Let me see. This one, they said what? Hey guys, today, why wouldn't I want of saying no, you should be... I don't think anyone would agree with that. You would want to wear
alpha.
Okay, here it is. Here it is.
The time. Early access, fucking late access, beta, alpha, bro, if your baby was born with one leg, do you think he's gonna grow a leg back when he's 35? Bro, that's the most fucking stupid argument like I've ever heard. If your baby born with one goddamn leg, is he gonna grow his goddamn leg back later?
Brother, this is an absolute dog shit thing. I like Ruto a lot, by the way. I like him a lot. He's really funny. And he makes good builds. He's good at the game. I like him a lot. But that was a dog shit take, dude. That was a dog shit take, dude. Because you can't compare a game with a person, right? With a human being. You can't fix the game. It is true that you can't grow a leg, but in a game you can fix it. You are comparing two things that are not comparable, right? It is a dog shit take. There are plenty of games that have been improved even after release. That has already happened. And since that happened, that proves the take is wrong. And if you want examples, you have Cyberpunk and you have No Man's Sky. There are more, but these are two easy ones to pick up, right? It's surprising. If they put the crafting bench into PoE2, for example, they cannot take it away after. So they have to be sure they want it to be in. That is correct, Dren. That is why they often go with the, we are going to nerf everything and then we buff stuff, instead of the other way around, instead of buffing everything and then nerfing. Because when you nerf, people get mad, but when you buff, people get happy. So psychology plays a role in this, and that is correct about the crafting bench. Make the phrase, if you don't like it, play it, motherfucker. That is the way. That is the way. Dude, play the shit. Play the shit. I think Rumen PoE2 don't have a good base to build upon, but I think he's wrong. Yes, that is exactly what he meant. But again, that can be fixed. He implied it can't. But it can. It can definitely be fixed. It can definitely be improved. He implied that no, there is nothing to do. The baby is born without a leg. It is born without a leg, there is nothing to do. Nuke it. That is what you feel when you hear that take. And it is not true. It can be improved. It can be fixed. I mark the nerf Hexblast. Me too. Me too. Me too. They made a mistake making us also overpowered in the first league, because now everyone is looking around the room asking where the power is and complaining about the game. Yep. That is completely true. And that is not the power level they want us to have. But now it is the power level the player expects to have. And when you don't have it, then you are pissed off. It created the expectation in the community that this is the power level. But that is not the power level they want. And lightning speed is again like that. And in Season 3, when they nerf lightning speed or there is no build like lightning speed, people are going to be pissed off again. You can write this shit. Hey, dude, you can write this shit, carve it in stone. When they nerf lightning speed and there is no crazy build like that, people are going to be mad again. Yo, Dogbog, my dude, how you doing, brother? Let's continue.
And the developers deserve every single bit of scorn for that. 100%. But that is a totally separate issue. To somebody like me, I don't care. I would like all.
Let's be honest, that is more of a management issue than a game design issue, right? The fact that they have delayed PoE 2 leaks so much, it is more of a management issue than a game design or development issue. I don't know. Well, development, yes, game design issue. Let's say it that way. It is more of a development and management issue because they didn't allocate their resources properly. They didn't scale up the team towards the level required to accomplish that goal. They set themselves up for failure basically because they overcommitted and they didn't have enough people or resources to actually accomplish what they set up for themselves. It is a management stuff, right? Not necessarily that they are bad game. They are not bad game developers or game designers, but they sucked, at least at this time, at managing the resources to be able to create content for both games at the same time, basically.
All parties involved to be happy. That doesn't give leeway for other people to come in and start trying to fuck with the direction of the game in like major foundational ways. I happen to appreciate the direction this game is going. I would like to see them continue in many ways. Is the direction they're taking the game with all the different tools available to players, all different support gems, the fact that it's restricted to only one support gem per skill, I love that. Makes for some very interesting and compelling choices on setting.
I know that a lot of people don't like that you have to only use one support gem. I like it. I think it is cool. Because there are support gems that are simply too good and you will be using them all the time. You would have fucking primal armament in every fucking skill if they allowed you to do that. Which could be said that then it is the support gems design suck if you would want to do that. That is a valid argument too. Or it is easier to just restrict you to one. I think also the the stone mechanics is just bad. It totally kill combo builds. That is true too. That is true too in the sense that I understand why they do it. They want you to build a stone threshold because they said in one interview, they didn't say it regarding a stone, they said it regarding rarity, but the same principle applies. They don't want you to, all the things that you do in your build are power, are damage or defense. They want you to have other vectors of building, right? That is why they have shit like rarity and like radius, because they want you to think about other shit. I don't agree with that, by the way. What is wrong with building damage and defense? What is wrong with that? But okay, that is why a stone threshold and ailment threshold exists, by the way, because they want you to try to solve all these other problems, basically. But it kind of sucks. It is kind of boring, and it is kind of fucking up with the own design that they are looking for in combat. But okay. You want us to do combos, but we are not able because we are perma-stone. Yep. One thing for Reg, try clicking in the back of the monster pack, not the first monster in the pack. You hit more of them that way. Oh yes, that is true, because you jump more and you kick more people. That is true. Thank you. One support is a good design, in my opinion, as a PoE player. Okay. The shit is that the gems need to be better, right? The support gems need to be better, because sometimes, since you are limited to one option and a lot of them suck, you get to a point where you don't even want to slot a support gem anymore, because the options you have available suck dick. Problem is, he's the opposite extreme. You can't fuck up the game enough to make him not like it anymore. Oh, I understand, Bao, I understand. Now that you say that, I am questioning myself. Am I like that? Like, can you fuck the game so much that I stop liking it? I think it can happen. It would require a lot. But I would still, like, it can happen. It can happen that I grow to hate the game. But it will require a lot, because I really fucking like it right now. You made me question myself with that, dude. Like, it will take a lot, but I think it can happen. They can for sure do some shit that I don't like, and I stop liking the game. I hope it doesn't happen, by the way. I want to keep liking the game, dude. Don't fuck it up. Lol, he gets a dip and continues talking like it's nothing. I get a dip and scream for 10 minutes. Brother, I at least say, hey, a divine! Like, if I drop a divine, a perfect Eulers or some bullshit, I say, hey, look, I dropped this shit. Rarity just needs removing from gear. It's movement speed 2.0, absolutely mandatory. I hate Rarity with all my being. Remove this bullshit from the game. Not only because it is a stupid stat, it is boring doing it. It removes a fucking good affix that I want to have on my gear, but it is also affecting the way you approach the drops in the game because of the existence of this fucking stat. Just delete it for the game. It is created too many problems and it is not giving you that much in return because it is stupid in the first place. I always rant about Rarity. I am sorry, guys. I know that at this point you have heard me say this shit like 1,000 times. The guys that are here every day, they have heard me say this same thing over 100 times. I am sorry, but I have to say it because I hate Rarity. It is pay to win gacha. If they do pay to win gacha, I will hate the game. That is true. If they do that shit, I will hate the fucking game. Some people say that it is already pay to win because of stash tabs. I don't think it is necessarily pay to win. You can argue it is paid for convenience. It helps you be stronger because to be good in this game, you have to trade. So, kinda. But it is not full-blown PoE pay to win gacha garbage, right? I am the same, to be honest. When 0.2 dropped, I was close to quitting. That nerf hammer was just too weak. Yes, dude, I understand. At the start, I was positive about the patch because I was having fun. And I was saying, like, I don't understand why you guys say this shit sucks because I am having fun. But I should have been more, not so dismissive of other people's experience and understood that I was positive because I was having fun, but other people was not positive because they were not having fun. I should have understood that better. Now I understand it, but maybe it is too late because people that saw me for the first time at the start of the season now think that I am an idiot.
Setting up a build and all the different skills. The fact that, and I think it's good that we're not sitting here automating everything under the sun. I think it's good that Maniforge Arrows is not in this game, because as
I don't know what that is.
Cool and hip as Maniforge Arrows is, it's really kind of dumb. Because it just completely automates everything you're doing, and so you're not even really, like, it's just giving you all this outrageous amount of power for nothing. It's not all bad, but it's overall, in the grand scheme of things, I think it's not a good mechanic. Because it's just complete overkill on the automation and turning what would otherwise be an interesting, you know, play style into just making it completely redundant, and all you do is just press one button and like a billion things happen. I don't feel like doing other cool builds this league. I mean, I'm pretty happy with this build and how it's working. I mean, I'm contemplating trying to get a weapon swap flicker strike into this build. That might be the next thing I do. Glad you said that, so I love the base game of PoE 2 significantly more. Well, I'm glad you do. Yeah, please speak up. If you think I'm saying something good, then tell me, because, you know, obviously I'm no different than a developer. If all I hear, I don't want you guys, by the way, to just agree with me because, oh, he's my favorite streamer. Anything he says is the best thing ever. No, fuck that. I want you guys to tell me what you actually think. I want you to devolve yourself from the echo chambers, whether it's this echo chamber or that echo chamber. Actually tell me what you really think so I can get a better understanding of where the community actually is.
I agree with that too, and you guys know, when you guys come in here and tell me if I am right and if I am wrong, if you agree, if you don't agree, and that is cool. I like that, because that is we are a pack, and we are a community, and in here we have different opinions. I have people in here that love PoE 1, and I have people that hate PoE 1, and that is just the way it is, dude. That is just the way it is. Def not an idiot, brother. Oh, thank you, Cyber Goldfish, my dude. Thank you, dude. So, can we make campaign skip, please? Yo, Rated Power. I have a video talking why I don't like campaign skips. I thought I liked it when D4 said, we are going to give you a campaign skip. But then I realized that it wasn't the play. And I think that not having the campaign skip is better. But we can come to a middle ground. Like the very first character you create in a season, you have to play the campaign. But every subsequent character you create on that very same season, you can skip campaign. What do you think about that? It is a compromise. We don't completely remove campaign, but we also give a campaign skip for people that want it. Still, every season you will have to run the campaign one time. That is a good compromise between the two perspectives, right? Saying all that while playing a screen wide OP clear bill. I didn't see the bill. Is he playing lightning speed? OGG makes rarity mandatory and wells more prevalent. Motherfucker, dude. Remove the fucking well from the game, dude. Now, I am conditioned, dude. I am like a fucking hamster. I am conditioned every time that I go to town to click the fucking well. Now, if they remove the well and you recharge automatically, I am conditioned and I will click the well either way. That is so stupid, dude. Please look up a nice Nova of Frostbolt build video. Give us your take on that. Click one button and a million things happens. Send me the link, dude. Send me the link on my Discord. Because if I look it up, I don't know what I am looking for. You know what I should be looking for. Send me the link. What is that play? Trust, but PoE 2 needs to have more stuff to do to level up, like dungeons or some more open world area like an MMO. You think that it is too streamlined that from level 1 to level 65, it is always the same bullshit? I can see that perspective. I can see that perspective for sure. But I also think that a full campaign skip like D4 is also bullshit. Maybe they can improve it in some ways. We will have to think about some new system. I have never ever pressed a well. Dude, what the fuck do you do? Because when you get a new fucking motherfucker of this, a new flask or a new charm, you have to fucking click the well to recharge it, dude. Hey, let's get this. Where do I have to go now? To the Traitor's Passage, I believe. I don't use my flask. Okay, that is a whole different thing, dude.
I love Fub and Rue and many others. I feel like they were being too impatient for the game. Well, you know, the funny thing about that is I was actually, for the first time, actually listening to that, what was it, Rue 2's YouTube video with Fubgun, and they're saying a lot of things in there that I did not agree with. And yeah, I got the impression that
I didn't watch that, guys, because I love PoE 2 and I love watching content about PoE 2, but I think that was like a 4-hour, 2-hour, 3-hour conversation, and I said there is no way. I don't have time for this. I have to do too much shit, you know.
I don't know Rue 2. I don't actually know his modus operandus, I think it is. But I do know Fubgun pretty well. I knew him before he was famous. I know what kind of gamer he is. And it is bewildering to me that he would give up so quickly on that. Because he claims that the primary reason for giving up is that there's like no loot, but everything I understand about him screams to me that would be the last thing that would be like the last reason he would not play a game. Because not enough loot drop. The guy's a grinder extraordinaire.
Precisely. I don't think there is a contradiction there, because he's a grinder because he wants to grind for something. If he doesn't get rewarded for grinding, then he feels like it is bullshit and he's wasting his time. So I don't think there is a contradiction in there. It is for a guy that grinds, not having enough loot is a good reason to quit, because he's not being rewarded for his grinding, right? Am I crazy? Am I stupid here? I don't think that is a good reason. Again, I didn't watch what he said in the video. We watched the Fobgon video where he said I am quitting. I reacted to that video. It was a shorter video, and I thought he had a lot of good feedback in that video. And after that, they both loot, which means he was right. He was kind of right, because after that they both loot, right? But I didn't watch that long conversation they had, right? The Root 2 and Fobgon. I like both of them. We don't have to agree on everything, guys. I hate this perspective people have that when you disagree with something someone says, that means you don't like them or you hate them or whatever. No, dude. Nothing works like that. In your own family, you have people you love, even your parents, even your kids, even your wife. You don't agree on everything, dude. And you still love them. They don't agree with everything with you and they still love you. We don't have to agree on everything, dude. And that is fine. And even more in this shit that is a fucking game. Like, it is not even something relevant. Like, do you agree I should give my kidney to you? Well, that is heavier, right? But this is a fucking game. If we don't agree about a fucking game, who the fuck cares, dude? You are not having fun. You are not having fun. You are having fun. Awesome. Like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Let me read you guys. Let me read you guys. Well, you have to do the season quest, which helps you level up at the start, so it's not a bad idea. Yes, in Diablo 4, for example, I am doing right now, you have to grind like some amount of reputation from the new mechanic. It is one of the very first quests they give you, right? And it is part of the season shit. I understand that. I think after you establish your first character, you can basically blitz through the campaign on your second guy. Exactly. That is what is happening here. I traded for shit for this guy, and now I am blasting through the campaign with this guy. I get gear with like percentage damage leashes as life, mana, or on kills, so I never had to press them. In PoE 1, I automated all my flasks immediately to use when full. Oh, so you are purposely playing to not need flasks. Okay, I get it. I always use flasks, by the way. Pokemon is paid off, lol. Dude! We don't know. Do you know if that is true? But by the way, if we can get paid off, can I get paid off? GG, please. I will defend you all day long, every day. Pay me, dude. I am poor over here. GG, pay me. I will suck your dick. Can you please post the no rest for the wicked first playing on the stream channel? I love to watch this shit again today. It's funny as fuck. I am going to upload it. After I finish the stream, I am going to upload this stream, of course, and I will immediately upload that one too. I believe I played for 2 streams. I am going to upload them both. And I've been thinking about going back after I do this build. I will probably play no rest for the weekend. I am thinking about start to sprinkling in a little bit of variety. I still don't know. For example, I have schedule 1, I have no rest for the weekend, and I have Expedition 33 that I was thinking about playing them, but I don't know still, because when I upload a video not related to PoE, it doesn't get any fucking views. You need loot. For example, in PoE, there is always the promise that you can drop a mirror from everything. Hey, that is true. I also want a mirror. Dude. I like fuck, but I have a very low opinion on Root. That happens, so that happens. Pay this man. All these PoE 1 players came out of nowhere for me because D4 had so many. Yes. I came from D4. That is why I don't have that background from PoE 1, right? And maybe that is the reason why I think PoE 2 is so awesome. Just left the video in general chat on Discord. Let's check it out. Pokemon is revealing the PoE community. He's a blaster and very good at the game. Yes, that is my opinion too. Since I started watching PoE content and I saw his videos, dude is a fucking blaster, dude. Let me see. That you are saying. Ice Nova Archmage. Skip the intro. Just need to watch a few seconds of gameplay to laugh at how powerful this build is and how many things are happening on the screen. Also cheap as fuck. Copiar enlace. Let's fucking go. I am sorry I said something in Spanish. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. This is what Jonathan meant. When they showed Jonathan in the interview, the lightning speed build, and they said this is too fast, the response Jonathan gave was, it is fast, but you still can see what is happening on the screen. I thought that was a brilliant response. I thought it was a brilliant response. Because what they are trying to do is not necessarily remove speed from the game. What they are trying to remove is this shit that you don't know what the fuck is happening on the screen.
For the upcoming league. And this is something I worked with Barata as a collab for last league, so some of you might remember.
They want what is happening on the screen to be understandable.
And Steelmage ended up making a similar build.
And I agree with that, because what the fuck is this, dude?
And ended up in a bit of my own version.
For me that I don't play PoE 1, this is crazy.
Powerful thing I have
I don't know
ever
what the fuck is
played.
happening.
Especially with Kitava's Thirst and stuff, and you can see in the background, this build is absolutely just insane to play. Now, it did get a few nerfs, notably like Inspiration is changed now, so it does have higher mana cost. So scaling at cast speed will be a little bit scarier than before, but this is an incredibly strong starter. It just
I can see why you say that. I can see why you say that. If Ogon isn't happy, then there is a problem. That can be a perspective for sure. Because if he's always happy, and it is weird when he's not happy, yes. If he's always unhappy, then no, right? Woody and Rax are my blasters from D3. Dude, I love Rax videos. Well, you know, because I have uploaded a lot of reactions to his videos. I love Rax videos. I know what's happening in that clip. I know you know, Fernando, because you are a PoE 1 player. You are a PoE 1 player, you know. But a person that doesn't play PoE 1 doesn't know what the fuck is happening there. I seen a video saying they need to lower stat requirements. I agree with that take, by the way. Not lower them to the place that you trivialize them, but lower them a little bit, because right now they are too restrictive. Why did they nerf Temporalis? This is what really blows my mind. It is the hardest item in the game to obtain. It is hundreds of divines. If you're at a point where you can get one, you should be wrecking. I kind of agree with that perspective. I also think Temporalis is kind of a bullshit item, but the way you are balancing the item is precisely behind it being so hard to obtain, right? So at the same time, most people won't get a Temporalis in a season, so make it bullshit, who cares, right? Let's continue watching the original video. Brother, almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours and I haven't finished the video. Guys, I am going to finish the video because I won't have enough time. If at this pace, I won't even finish the video before I end the stream. I have to finish this yet.
Grind 100 apothecaries across 1,000 maps like it's nothing. When he doesn't even care about them anymore. He just does it because, for the love of the game. Lion Cat says, I don't know when some people said PoE too bad because they made... Yeah. Yeah, it really gets under my skin when like a massive swath of players say, just echo what a streamer says, or they base their opinions almost entirely on what the actions of a streamer or what a streamer says.
Again, based on what I said earlier, I think it goes the other way around, but we don't realize it. It's not people saying what the streamer says. The streamer is saying what the people say because it is good for them saying what the people say. And then you think, since what you are watching is the video from the streamer, then you think that people are copying the streamer. But no, the streamer is copying the people. That is what is truly happening. It can be both ways. It can be both ways. But I think that the streamer has more of a benefit, more of a something to gain from copying what the people are already thinking, right? It goes both ways. There are for sure people that are sheep and they follow what their favorite streamer says. Of course, this happens. I am not dismissing that possibility. But at the same time, who has more to gain? The common viewer that is just following a streamer, or the streamer that gets thousands of views if they have the correct take? Streamers, of course. They are more incentivized to say what the community is saying. Stat requirement and gem stats need changes. I agree with that. Not a lot, but a little bit, right? Most people won't have a Temporalis ever. Exactly. There should be these items which are ridiculous and make the game a joke. Yes, they should be hard to get, but once you get one, why wouldn't you? Exactly. It is like what balances the game is the difficulty to get it. Because I don't even know, like in my opinion, I know maybe I am just bad at the game, right? But to me, it is like, how the fuck do you get a fucking temporalis? Not getting hit in the whole Sekemas trial. That shit is fucking impossible. I can't see myself going through the whole fucking Sekemas without getting hit. So to me, that item doesn't fucking exist. Focus on video puppies, best puppy. Okay, okay.
I think it's the dumbest thing in the world, and I would think the same exact thing about any of you guys who would make such decisions based on what I said. If I quit right now, or like I would say if there's somebody in this chat who is like thinking about quitting, and then they just magically decide, no, I'm gonna keep playing this game because Snoo says it's good. No, fuck that. Like, make your own decision, hear the arguments, take it all in. Don't just hear what one individual streamer says and then base the entirety of your experience on that. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's so easy for me to say because it's something I would never do. Like, I would never wish that upon myself. I would never go to another streamer and base entirely on my decision to play a game based on what they say. So why would somebody do that with me too? It should never happen. You can be... The needle can be moved ever so slightly based on, you know, this.
Exactly. It is good that he added this addendum at the end, because I do agree with him. I am also like that. And I do think that maybe I am being reductive in thinking that people are like me. I don't know. But I do think that people just take their own decisions the majority of the time, right? But yes, I know there are some sheep out there. But at the same time, even for me, I don't want to say I take my own decisions, because everybody take their own decisions. But let's say it that way, that I don't get influenced too much by the people I watch. Maybe I want to go watch a movie, or I want to check out a game, and I am already thinking about playing the game because the game looks cool, but I don't know enough if it is worth it. You can go and watch a YouTuber that you think has similar taste to you and watch a review of the game from them, and that helps you take a decision if you want the game or not. It is not that you are blindly following them. You were already thinking about buying this game. You are also deciding to watch them because they have a similar taste to you and you trust their opinion. So it is good that he's adding, it can help you move the needle. Exactly. Oh, I am going to see what this guy thinks, because this can help me move the needle into deciding if I want to try this game or not. But you are still making your own decision. I bet you it's triple backs, telling people to not do shit. Dude, I am twice backs, dude. I am twice backs. Because my mother is asthmatic. I couldn't risk it, dude. I couldn't risk it.
And that, and one individual streamer. But this idea that somebody's just going to assert outright, Bubgun said he quit because there's no loot, so I'm going to quit because there's no loot. The end.
Exactly, that is
Close
not
the
the
Bible.
way.
Like,
you quit if you are not having fun. You don't quit because another person is not having fun. You quit because you don't want to play anymore. Hey, dude, your decision, dude. That is fucking awesome. But if I tell you play or not play, that shouldn't matter. You do what the fuck you want to. At the end of the day, you can argue that it is also the decision to not play because the YouTuber told them. That is also true. But hey, at that point, we are getting too philosophical into the determinism bullshit and the decision-making process, right? This dude thinking that people are making decisions by the fucking streamer is delusional. I think it is the other way around, as I said earlier. It is more that the streamers are taking decisions because of people. And I am not saying it in the case of Fogwon, by the way. I genuinely think that Fogwon tried to keep going with the game and he couldn't do it anymore because he was not having fun. But now we get to the point that, do you think that there is a lot of people that quit because Fogwon quit? If they quit, it's because they were not having fun. Maybe there are 2 people that did that, but not a lot of people, right? Why? He's right. People do review streamers and do make decisions based on theirs. You will be surprised. I know that maybe I am underestimating the amount of people that do it. But if you take at large the the whole community of people that watch videos or watch streams, do you think it is a big significant amount of them? I don't think so. Maybe if you take the actual number, it is thousands of people. But if you take the percentage, I will be surprised if it is even 3%. I will be really fucking surprised. I can be wrong, but that is my perspective, right? It becomes an echo chamber. It depends on where they consume content and where they decide to not go out of there, right? But it can not be an echo chamber too. Like you create, when you are on the internet, you create your own echo chamber, right? You decide if you are going to always be on the same place or if you want to hear different perspectives. You create or not create your own echo chamber when you are on the internet. In my opinion, again, I can be wrong.
Get the hell out of here with that. That drives me insane when I see how people say, and I've seen it multiple times. Here we go, chat again. A lot of legit issues that are popular, and they get lumped together with gameplay that is really popular. You see it in point 1, how everyone enjoyed the pacing in Act 1 to 3. Yeah, you know, that is a thing. I'm glad you brought that up, Arnold. You know, it was one of the craziest experiences. Everybody got their ass handed to them in Acts 1 through 3, and everybody was talking about how awesome and amazing it was. And then suddenly, like, a couple days later, people just, like, completely turned on that. Like, what even is that? It was like...
Was it like that, guys? I remember it, people been complaining since day one. In fact, people were complaining since the day before the league when the patch notes dropped and it was just a bunch of nerfs. People were complaining since then. Don't you remember that, guys? I remember it that way. Maybe I am crazy. And I defended the patch notes. No, we still have to see. The nerfs are good. We need to have nerfs. Let's see what happens when the patch releases. The patch released and I had fun and I still defended it. But people were complaining since that point, dude. I don't remember this being the case where people were praising the game day one and then day two they were complaining. In my experience, maybe I didn't watch or saw where people were actually doing that. But in my experience, people complained since the start. And in my experience, it also happened in the first season. When the game released, day one, December 6th, people were saying that the game was too hard. Don't you remember this? Then they got used to the campaign, which, by the way, I said it was going to happen. I said that the campaign is hard because you don't know it. And after you know it, it is going to be a joke. And it is exactly what happened. But yes, in the 2 seasons, day one, because day one is the hardest one because you don't have gear, you don't have gold, you have to go through everything. People feel weak, and that is day one. People complain about the game. But then when they gain more power, they stop complaining. Loud minority is still loud. Yes, it can be for sure. I don't believe that making a decision based on what fucking Queen is thinking. Come on, bro. There are, you would, like, again, what Dren said is true. We would be surprised. Like, we don't do it, and we think it's crazy doing that. But there are people that do it. But again, I don't think that it is that many people, right? There are people doing it, but it is not that is not the rule. That is the exception. Echo chambers are more prevalent than you realize. You get frustrated. You start looking at a video that agrees with your perspective, and then the algorithm shows you 20 more videos that agree. Yes, that is true. That is true. And we talked earlier about that, the confirmation bias thing. Yes, yes. And it makes you think that everyone agrees with you. That is true. That is true. That is true. I agree with that. I agree with that. Again, you are creating your own echo chamber, but the internet kind of manipulates you psychologically to do it. The algorithms in all the social media kind of manipulates you to do that. And they study your every move to show you ads and to sell you bullshit. And that is why you think they are reading your fucking mind. Because in a certain way they are doing it. Because they are watching your behavior. They are predicting what you like and what you are supposed to do based on the behavior you have shown in the past. These motherfuckers are insane, dude. They are the fucking devil. And you know why? Because the algorithm on YouTube is not pushing my fucking videos. YouTube, hey dude, algorithm, push my shit. My videos, not my shit, my videos. Push my videos, dude. Push my shit didn't sound correctly. Forget about that. Push my videos. Emotional responses and echo chambers are key to MK Ultra. Look at the vaccine bullshit as an example of the great conflict. Yes, when they want people thinking about something, they manipulate the algorithms so that people think that shit, dude. That is true. That is true.
Like an outside observer, I don't even know what happened there. Like, how could people like be so happy about how brutally hard the game was, and then suddenly like no longer happy about it? Like, I guess they just thought that, oh, I've been playing it for 12 playing hours now. I'm no longer happy about how hard the game is. I'm tired of it now. I'm suddenly tired of it now. Reddit went apeshit about having to actually play the game, then content creators smelled easy views. That is kind of how it started, yeah. No, really. Day one, first 12 hours, nobody's affected by the comments on Reddit because they don't mean anything yet. 46 hours later, Reddit is on fire. The streamers are still saying they have fun, and then one by one, they all turn their head over to...
Exactly! You are coming to the realization of what I am saying it. They are having fun and they don't say shit, but then when people complaining and, hey, I have to adapt my perspective to what people is saying. Or still, when the patch notes drop, people say that there were too many nerfs. I remember that. But yes, you are agreeing with what I am saying, that the streamers say what people are saying because it is in their best interest economically for profit to say it. That is the truth, dude.
The prevailing winds of what's going on Reddit. The pendulum swings and then it's in full force motion the other way, and then all the streamers are talking about how bad the game is because it's hard, when literally 24 hours prior they were talking about how good the game is because it's hard. It's like being in the freaking Twilight Zone the first 72 hours of PoE 2 access. So that's a lot more to say on just streamers chasing views and pleasing, doing everything they can to please their constituents instead of actually like voicing their real opinions on things. I did quit because I did not like the way the game was going with the meta update, but it is my opinion. Good. I believe you. That's a good reason to quit. Most streamers that have big communities should think of their words because those words have consequences. I don't think streamers should be compelled to have to... I don't think anyone should be compelling a streamer's speech beyond that which you would...
I agree completely with this take, by the way. I was going to pause before he said anything because I don't agree with what the dude said in the comment. And I said it as someone that wants to be bigger as a YouTuber, streamer, or whatever. I don't want my speech be compelled and be careful about what I say because I am, in quotes, influencing people. Dude, I am a clown on the internet. People shouldn't be making decisions based on the shit that I say. I don't want my speech be compelled because people are idiots. Fuck that. And when I am watching other streamers that are bigger and people say to them, oh, you shouldn't be saying that because you have to be responsible because you have a big audience or whatever. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit, dude. Maybe I am crazy. But people have to own up to their own decisions.
Put on a regular person. Obviously, if a streamer is suggesting violence on somebody or something like
exactly, that is different.
That
we are not talking about violence.
Bad, or you could say that's even worse than like if a regular.
By the way, I am talking about the stupid shit like games, right? That, of course, with violence, it is a whole different topic. Club Papi is best papi. Dude, I prefer. I would 1,000% prefer people on the internet call me like I am creating content, right? I would prefer if people call me a clown than call me boring. Being a clown is 1,000 times better than being boring, right? If you are creating content, at least a clown is entertaining.
person randomly shouts in a forest saying, you know, condoning violence or whatever. But no, like streamers are totally entitled to mouth off in any way they want. I'm entitled to mouth off on this topic, so is anybody else. You guys are getting me in this funk though. I'm kind of ranted a lot yesterday and ranting a lot today, and then like today I'm also tired because I, in a good way, like actually like walked a bunch, went outside, did sightseeing and stuff, but I'm like mentally tired. Getting me in a little bit of a funk here. I want to get back to enjoying the game, which I actually do enjoy.
I enjoy it too. I think it is awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to grinding.
Hey dude, cool video. It made us talk about a lot of different shit. I love talking about these topics, guys. You know it. I go on rants and on tangents, and I talk about a bunch of bullshit because I just like talking about this stuff. It is entertaining to me. It is fun to me. So it was a good video to talk about the community, the development of the game, the future, game philosophy, game design, psychology on the internet. We talk about a lot of shit. So hey, that was cool. I agree with a lot of what he said. There is also a lot of what he said that we can also view it from the other side and come to a balanced perspective, right? I try to do that a lot. Sometimes I fail miserably, but I try to do it. But yes, dude, it was a good video. This is the first video that I react from him. And based on this, I will probably keep reacting to him because it was a good video, dude. So guys, dude, I really wanted to finish up that video because it is over 1 a.m. for me. And I have to go to sleep too. Not to sleep. First, cook. Then eat. And then edit the video for tomorrow. And then sleep. Remember one thing. Every King's Court has a jester. Hey, dude, that is fucking cool. I am fine being the jester if I am. And the jester is like in the King's Court, like you say. He's earning good money. He's not out there with the fucking, I don't know, vagabonds. I have played the Smith of Kitava and the new Mercenary Ascension this season so far. I have still a lot of fun this season. I still don't have a stock for the season. That doesn't mean it is perfect, but good. I agree with that much. I played the Tactician, which is new. Then I played Warbringer, that I already had played Warbringer in the first season, but it was a different build. And now I am playing the Invoker for the very first time. In the first season, I didn't play Invoker, so this is my first time playing Invoker. Clowns sometimes can communicate complex points in an easily digestible manner. I hope I am doing that. I truly hope I at least do it sometimes. 2 hours for one video. Art. No, guys, we have to be serious. This is serious talking here. Because one day, this will be my full-time job and my streams will be longer. I have to do something about this shit. I can't be reacting to how long was that video? 13 minutes. I can't take 2 hours to react to a 13-minute video, dude. We have to do something in here, dude. I have to improve this shit somehow. I have to figure it out. I can't take 2 hours to react to a 13-minute video, dude. Because then I won't be able to... What happens if I want to react to a 45-minute video? It will be impossible, dude. I have to figure this shit out. And it is entirely my fault. I go on rants about fucking shit that doesn't matter. Because I have to go into every fucking thought that pops up in my head. Speaking of tangent, store-bought mayonnaise versus homemade mayonnaise. Put it into your take tier list. Homemade mayonnaise is better, but hey, who has the time to do that shit, dude? That is why we buy it, because who has the time to do it and do it the right way? You can fuck it up and it gets, like, you can break it and it gets fucked up and you lose the ingredients. It is easier to just buy it, right? It was a pleasure being with you, brother. Oh, dude, thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you guys in here. Please upload the no rest watch it. I will upload it, dude. Count on that. It is a long video. It is like 100 gigabytes, but I will upload it. Like it can take 2 or 3 hours, but it will be there for sure. And yes, guys, thank you very much for being here. You guys are fucking awesome, dude. This is insane. You guys show up every fucking night. I love the support. This is insane. You motivate me to keep grinding with all this support. This is really cool. God, please bless every single one of the people that are here. Make them happy. Make their families happy. make their wishes come true. Guys, thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. God bless you. And remember, don't be afraid ever because this is just a ride.